Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's do a run through Act 9.2.5 Path 2 starting with Cosmic Ghostrider. This is probably the hardest path so far in Act 9.2 and the nodes are Destroyed Defense, Occult Immunity, Armor Break Immunity, Power Armor and Snowballing Indestructible. Now please be advised to bring counters for the Prowler and the Champion at the end of the path. Now the defenders will gain indestructible at 5 or more buffs, and every 14 seconds they will also gain a 20% protection that will stack till 5 times. So your best champions will be your Mystic champions with easy access to Nullify, Stagger or Fate Seal to remove these buffs to deal any kind of damage. A striker will be needed for the path, and a Mystic 212% special boost will become very handy, and if you're also running Mystic Dispersion 3x5, at least that will really help you with the path. Champs with Neutralize will be the top options, so Rinthra, Wiccan, Purgatory and Tigra to name a few. The boss island consists of Karnak, Medusa and Blackbot. Stick till end of the video for a walkthrough of the boss fight. The first fight is going to be against a Cosmic Ghostrider. Notice the grey timer that gives the defender a stacking protection every 14 seconds that will reduce incoming damage by 20% each. You can remove these protections by activating a striker, while the defender has 2 or less buffs. But hey, don't forget there is Occult Immunity node that gives all defenders immunity to Nullify, Fate Seal and Staggers. You will have to intercept the opponent first to disable this immunity for 15 seconds. Also, the defenders gain armor up every time either champion gains a bar of power, and if that wasn't enough, the defender also has permanent armor break immunity. Now how do we deal with these nodes? An easy way to bypass this is to use champions with Neutralize like Purgatory, Wiccan, Tigra, Rinthra. No buffs means a regular fight with striker activation to remove the protection without the need to intercept. Now if you don't have champs with Neutralize, you will need champs that will have easy access to intercept, so like Juggernaut and Hood will be amazing for this path. So right now I am taking out Cosmic Ghostrider with Juggernaut, and I'm trying to keep my Unstoppable up and trying to evade the SP1, and then I can easily intercept because I am unstoppable and throw my SP2 into it, and that deals quite a bit of damage. But notice there are 3 protections, so my damage is being reduced by 60%. So I'm going to use a striker, making sure that that Cosmic Ghostrider has less than 2 armors, and that removes the protection, and I'm able to take him out with an SP2. Juggernaut is an exception in all these Mystic champions that works super well for this path. Now, you would have noticed I told you in the beginning of the video that use your Mystic champions, but there are a few Cosmic champions that can work against the Tech champions in this path. Especially 3 champions work really well. That is Gladiator, because he prevents the armor up buff to trigger anyway. And then there is Venom. Once you do intercept the opponent, his SP1 counts as a Nullify, it does not count as an armor break. And then you have Null, who can simply remove the armors with his medium attack. So these 3 champions you can use against the tech defenders here. So I would suggest if you have them, you can bring them. But if you just bring in Fate Seal neutralized champions, there should be more than enough. But I have a Gladiator rank 3 Seek 200, so I'm just using him up. What he does is stops the opponent from gaining armor. No armor means less buffs, and as long as there's less buffs, I don't need to intercept. All I need to do is to use my striker when ready. That will remove the protection, and the remaining damage will take out Centurion just like that. And moving on to fight number 3. Now this is going to be Airwalker. Now this is what a fight will look if you don't have a champion that has easy access to Neutralize, or a Cosmic champion that can prevent tech champions from getting any armor ups. So first things first, I have to intercept. I was able to land a clean intercept in the beginning, and now I'm just trying to build up to my SP3. So I can start the rotation with Symbiote Supreme. I am boosted very well here. I'm using a attack and also health boost, and I'm using a 200% Mystic and 12% Mystic boost. So right here you will notice the purple icon. The Occult Immunity is active, so I need to intercept first before I can do my nullifies. I'm able to land the intercept, so now I'm just gonna wait to get to an SP2 and let the damage begin. I used a striker to remove the protection and a big SP2 for all of the damage and all of those bleeds. Another SP2 again. Here we are. And now you notice that the nullify immunity came up, but I was able to land another intercept, and that disabled it for another 15 seconds. So that is the name of the game of this path. If I had a neutralized champion here like a Wiccan, he would have really eaten through Airwalker because he would not allow any kind of armors or anything. Even Rintra would work amazing here, so I don't have to use the intercept and made the path harder for myself. So name of the game, if you have a neutralized champion, that would be the best one. Now if you have a Juggernaut, he works super well for this path. Now Juggernaut is just gonna destroy everything in his path because he has unstoppable and he can easily land those intercepts. You can just go in without the fear of getting intercepted yourself because the unstoppable will help you. So I'm just gonna wait here for the SP1. And here I go in, and I'm gonna land a big SP2 here after the striker. The striker removes the protection, and boom, look at that damage. Now the immunity is back up. I'm gonna dash back after the SP2. Oof, look at that damage. Now I'm gonna go in, land an intercept. That wasn't an intercept. I'll dash back, and without any worry, another SP2, making sure I use a striker. And just like that, Juggernaut can also bull rush the whole path. So if you have him, he's going to be amazing for the path. Probably my second best option after neutralized champions. And before we know it, we are at the Prowler. Now this is going to be a hard fight on the path, so you need to bring a counter. Now I hate fighting Prowler, especially if I don't have a champion that can deal with the miss and falter. So I am just going to use Gladiator. Although the Gladiator SP2 is going to give me the ability to avoid the miss, but the incinerate damage will not be there, but that's okay. I'd rather play this fight slow and safe rather than, just deal with all of that damage and all of that miss. So I'm just trying to build up to my SP2. As soon as I get it, I will definitely get more aggressive. Made a mistake there. Took some good damage. And here's my SP2. And I've got vigilance up. Now I can be super aggressive on this fight and get up to my SP2 as quick as possible and let the damage roll in. And yeah, make sure that you bring in a really good counter for Prowler, because this fight can be a roadblock here that can be really annoying after you do the whole path. I know it's a cosmic champion, but he works against Prowler, so he's not allowing Prowler to get in any kind of armor ups or very less armor ups. That is keeping the total buffs below 5. And then the striker removes the protection, and then the SP2 deals with the SP2 vigilance that deals with the miss chance from Prowler, so he becomes like a perfect counter. I've given you some more options as well, so they can work too. Again, neutralized champions will work, but you will have to play around the miss, so be wary about that. And you should be able to bring him down eventually, and boom. And there he goes down to 12%. And probably my favorite counter to Prowler is Gladiator. One final combo, using a striker to remove the protection. And there he goes. And the final defender is going to be a champion. Now before we finish this path and we go on to the boss, remember that your striker will only work when you have less than 2 buffs on the opponent. Only then it will remove the protections. Otherwise the protections will not be removed and you will have to wait for the next striker activation. Now you notice here the champion is also a very hard defender on this path. So here I would really suggest you to bring a neutralized champion, even if the champion is rank 1 only, because you will really need a neutralize. Because the amount of buffs he gains, he will go undestructible a lot, and he will go unstoppable a lot. He will gain all of those buffs. So to deal with them in one go, the best is to bring a neutralized champion, so you don't need to deal with them at all. So look at this. Just for a split second, I wasn't able to keep him under neutralize, and look at the buffs he gained, and he go unstoppable and everything. But that's okay. I got my neutralize up, and all I'm doing with Wiccan is using my 4-hit combo and then an SP1 to make sure that the neutralize stays up for a longer duration. And whenever my striker is ready, I'm gonna throw that out so I can remove the protections and deal more damage. The neutralize is about to expire, so I'm going to use my medium light combo to reapply it, and that gives me enough time to come back for a 4-hit combo and get my SP1 ready again, so I can apply a longer duration. And before you know it, Wiccan has just slowly melted away the champion. So Wiccan is just amazing for this path. He's like the perfect counter, along with Rinthra, along with Tigra, along with Enchantress. Any champion with a neutralize should work amazing on this path. And before we know it, we are able to bring down the champion. Now usually this path would have been really difficult. Probably my least favorite path in all of 9.2.5. And finally, the boss is going to be Medusa. Now the boss fight Medusa ties up nicely with this path, as you will need the champions that can effectively shut down her furies. Now for every fury on Medusa, she will decrease your ability accuracy, and that will cause your parry to miss. She will also go unstoppable while you hit her in her block, or she auto blocks. True Lies nodes will stop you from bringing your cosmic champions with True Strike, True Sense or True Accuracy buffs. So again, neutralize will be your best options against Medusa. The permanent neutralize will keep the buffs away and give you reliable parry and also prevent auto block. But you will have to play around the cross counter charge and also the encroaching stun. Do not knock down Medusa with a heavy attack unless you have a special attack ready, because if you knock down Medusa, there is a 6-second timer in which you have to use a special attack, otherwise you lose 50% of your HP. And finally, time your special attacks with encroaching stun timer to avoid getting stunned. And if you have a Mystic Dispersion and Mystic Boost, they will help you really much here. So all I did here in this fight is I just used my SP1s and kept the neutralize up on Medusa. And for every fury prevented, she is getting Incinerate. So what I'm trying to do at least is to trigger 2 SP1s in one cycle of encroaching stun, and Medusa will just melt away. So I hope you find this helpful, guys, and you're able to bring down this path. It's going to be a difficult one. Let me know in the comment section what were your best attempts, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.